one of the gaps we have already alluded to it. We, as a college, we are supposed to be training film and theatre teachers. They're supposed to come out of this institution and go and teach. But now we have that very big challenge, or like you've indicated, that perhaps we have a small lab with one camera. I think it's one camera inside there. And we're using it to train teachers, not just one teacher, several teachers are supposed to go and train and teach out there. So that's a very big gap in terms of equipment. And therefore, it goes a long way to affect the skills they're going to impart, because they have no capacity to even be able to deal with those things. Like I know, even the other day, one of the teachers now dealing with specifically film and theatre had to come to my office requesting to take the trainees to a studio in town to be shown how to edit a video. You see? That tells you the skill gap that we have. But that skill gap is caused by, of course, less equipment. And again, at the same time, not so much of materials available in terms of teaching learning resources, writing material, written material that can help someone to get notes and then to handle that. So I think, given that you are an expert in that particular field, apart from even just thinking about enable Kenya and the equipment side, we want to really borrow a lot from you in terms of when you have time, you are in Kenya. I think your first stop should be Kilab. And we give you some classes. You'll be able to help us. You help us a lot. Even if it's just a week, we'll be very glad to have you around, because I'm sure those trainees will be very excited. The teachers who are teaching are very excited. We're going to learn something from you. So my thinking is that we have a few challenges, like we've indicated, on markers of clearance, because this is ICT equipment that we're talking about, and they're generally very expensive, and therefore, whenever they are brought into the country, they are brought in with tax, and that tax is a way of the government getting revenue as well. And so, what they want very clear about that this particular equipment are not coming to be used to do business. They're coming to be used for teaching purposes. Very excited to enable Kenya, and we are happy to be part and parcel of this program. At the initial stages, it's still like an egg. And once it hatches, we're sure it chicks.
So those equipments are actually going to be of great help to our learners. We badly need them. I remember at some point I made a list of the urgently needed equipments we needed, and we forwarded it to you. We still need those equipments. We badly need them. We have a student body. Now with the KPIL program, all the equipments that are there are used by all the students, all the learners. But we have specifically this one taking media technology and film and theatre. Those ones are the biggest beneficiaries of especially these equipments. And the ones we have are actually not enough. So we have been looking forward that this becomes actualized, and I know our students will really benefit from that.
We will want to be, and assure you that we have enough space here. The place is secure. As you may see, it's in the countryside. So there's no much challenge in terms of security here. And so whatever equipment that we bring, even if we were to have them here and then as a point of entry, then from there we disperse them to other places, because now we know it's a donation, and we don't want to really say that we want to own everything. We want to also partner with you by way of ensuring safe custody, so that we're able now from here as a launching pad, and then we take them to other institutions.
And this, what we're doing here now, is one part of that. But it's about, it comes in the name, it's about enabling people to not to just get something, but to be able to use that something to make a life. So that's like, and there are many different kinds of projects that can fit into into that, and now working with Kibabi and Galat, and these are really projects that goes very well into our vision. So I'm very excited about this. Sometimes I'm a bit impatient that things go slow, but I really believe that everything that is good sometimes goes very slow until it really fruits. So I'm very positive for what we can achieve here.
It's a program that funded him to come, and we are talking even along those lines, that can we have some people coming in, can we have some people going to Norway or this European Union, and it needs some research. He has ever told me it needs some research just to identify what these institutions offer. So apart from what we are thinking, like he has said, we have that success story. And to cut the long story short, he has already identified the equipment. We sent some photos, I think I shared with the chief principal. He was to bring them along or send them before coming, but again, when Trump decided to fight his friends in the Gulf, it became technical because he had to pass through UK before now connecting to Kenya. So we agreed that he can come and then even get an opportunity to know us and to know our situation. So one of the things that we have been looking at and expecting is the clearance process, because the goods are there. And the fact that one time he told me, I'm no longer asking for these things because I don't even have a place to store them. It is becoming too much. So I told them, okay, hold on. We bring those ones first, and then you can, if it is successful, we see. So one of the challenges we have is clearance at with the customs, and we were asking Kibabi to ask. When I was after, I did ask. In fact, I wrote a letter to the KRA. They told me write to Central Bank. I wrote to Central Bank, and the good thing they answered. The problem, it was in the negative. And the reason they gave for me was you are a private institution. So that's why now we were working with Mr. Machanji to see if, and I'm sure maybe he will tell us a brief report, if we can get these exemptions, tax exemptions. Because sometimes you can get something cheap, but then by the time you get it, it has become too expensive.
We would have to pay the whole tax duty for the items. I believe it's going to work. It's going to work because I put in mechanisms to meet the PS through his close associates. I'm sure in the course of time, possibly by next month, I will have a meeting with him. And once I meet him, I know he's a very proactive person. Just give me a little at the end of the story. So then we can